Hi, y'all. Okay, I'm back. I'm not in the car this time. I am in my yarn studio, I guess we could call it. And I'm gonna practice looking at the little tiny camera lens and not at me. It's hard. My mother reminded me that I forgot the last couple of times to introduce myself. So, Alan. I'm Alan. And my Ravelry is Alan Loves Yarn, Allyn, Loves Yarn. And Instagram is Wool Slayers Podcast, which you might even be watching this on Instagram, but if you're on YouTube, the Instagram is Wool Slayers Podcast and Facebook. And if you're watching this on Instagram, there's a YouTube channel, Sal and Al the Wool Slayers. But there's no Sally. Go back for previous episodes to find out what's going on with Sally. So let's see. What am I wearing? I'm wearing the Snuggle is Real. Oh, it feels so good, y'all. Like, you put it on, and it just is warm and snuggly, and then you do that, and it just, it gets all, it feels so good. I highly, highly, highly recommend this knit. So I'm going to take it off so I can show you the parts of it. And so there we go. Back it up so you can see the whole thing. So you knit the outside first. It is a paid pattern, so I'm not going to give away too much. But you knit the outside first, and then you knit the inside. I'm going to turn it inside out so you can see. And the inside is mohair. And I love, love, love how well the yarn goes together, how it I feel like it's the perfect marriage of yarn and project, which is so much fun when that works out. So what I did was, I was a little short because it's supposed to be 2 skeins of DK, but it's also supposed to be reversed. Like, this section should be light with pink dots, and I didn't want it that way. I wanted it to be all pink with little light dots. So I used more of my main color than I would have if I had switched and done the opposite color pattern. Which meant that I didn't have enough to do the full length. I shortened it by only about 1 inch, and it was fine. So then I had to kind of guess how far to go for the inside, because it rolls to make, like, that was my provisional cast on edge. And so it rolls to make the bottom ribbing. And you can see my top ribbing is thicker than my bottom ribbing. So I actually could have gone a little further with the mohair inside so that it didn't pull in so much in there, because there's a lot of ribbing on the inside. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's only a detail that I would notice, right? Because I made it. So then you make these I-cord drawstrings, and in the pattern, he uses just the mohair to make it. I knew I wouldn't have enough mohair, so I used the same yarn that I did the lighter dots, held with strands of mohair. So they're pretty thick. Like, they're kind of chunky and thick here. And it's because I held, what did I do? I held the fingering weight double, and then I held the mohair double. So I had 4 strands at a time, pulling together. And I did it with this little knitting machine that I use like once every 2 years. But I love it. It's so great. It was so great. It's called Embellish Knit, and you feed the yarn through here, and then there's needles, almost like latch hook needles, like for rug hooking. And you do this, you crank. You gotta go slowly when you're using that many strands at one time, but you crank it, and it comes out, and the cord comes out, the I-cord comes out from the bottom. And it probably took me about 30 minutes to crank it. I had one start, had to pull it out and then restart. And 30 minutes of cranking got me a lot of yardage. It would have taken me hours and hours and hours to make that much if I were doing it by hand. I mean, it's easy to do, right? I-cord is very easy, but so much better with the embellishment. So let's talk about, I actually went further than I was supposed to. So my strings are pretty long. I don't mind though. I don't mind. But look how cute they turned out with the little, all those dots of like green and blue and bright pink and orange. Those are all from the mohair, all mohair. So I'll show you. I had almost less than half a ball left of the fingering weight, which I had held double. And then had that much left of the mohair. I mean, not much at all. But that's after the I-cord. But you can see there's little hot pink and blue and green, and there's not in this. So I'm really happy with how the cords turned out. They're super cute. So let me tell you what was in this. I have tags. Okay. Hello Little Birdie by Lolo Did It. Hello Little Birdie are the blips, are the white dots, which are this one, that one. And it was great. I'm glad to have extra left over. I will add it to my leftovers. Then I should just put this on. Let me just put this on. Y'all, this is a one-take show. One-take show. You get all the flubs. So the inside shows a lot more when it's open like this, but then when you do that, you pull it, it closes up. Look how long my strings are. But it's just, it's so squishy and wonderful. So then the pink is Malabrigo Arroyo. I think that's Arroyo. Yes, Malabrigo Arroyo, which is a DK weight in fuchsia. 093 fuchsia. And then the mohair was Knit and Bro in Jawbreaker. But let me show you the bag I kept it in. I forgot to show y'all. My mom gave me this for Christmas. And it is from Rainworks. It is organic dry waxed canvas and bison leather. And it's a great little bucket bag. Has this nice little detail here. The handles feel great. They're nice and soft. They feel wonderful. It is really nice to carry. I like the depth of it. It's very lightly waxed. Like it's not crunchy like waxed canvas can be. It's really soft, but it did seem to repel dirt. Like I carried it everywhere and it still looks brand new. It has pockets on the inside, one large pocket, one skinny pocket, which could hold needles if you wanted to have that, and then one that would hold like a cell phone. But yeah, it's really nicely made. It has little brass rivets to hold the handles on. I enjoy using it. So I will put another project in this very soon. Very, very soon. Okay, so what am I working on now? I have decided that I have a lot of sweaters quantities of yarn that I have acquired, either been gifted or purchased, and I I have all the things, right? I have all the cowls, I have all the shawls, I have all the mitts, I have all the hats. There is not a single accessory. Like, I can accessorize every day in a different color and have plenty. So what I really want to start doing is making more garments, either sweaters or tanks or shirts, you know, because I live in Texas, so it's hot here most of the year. So I'm going to play around with making some tanks, because in the summer, I don't like to have anything. I mean, I just like a tank, sleeveless and go. So I'm going to always have a garment on the needles. What kind of garment? It depends. Probably a sweater, because I've got so many of those in my queue. But for now, I am working on a tank. It's called the Streamline Tank, and it is a free pattern. On Ravelry, you can buy a neat, you know, PDF perfect version on Ravelry for just a couple of dollars, but also she has a link to her website where she has the pattern in a blog post. So I went in and I got the pattern from the blog post. But this is what it looks like. And you make two of these, exactly the same, and then you just sew them together up here and on the sides. And I am making it out of Cascade Pima cotton, Ultra Pima, Cascade Ultra Pima. And I have four 50-gram skeins, and it is 100% cotton. It is, right? Yes, 100% Pima cotton. So I'm always leery about using cotton because my mother made, and it's kind of hilarious, a green sweater, almost the exact same color, out of cotton many, many, many years ago. And what happens to cotton is it grows and it stretches and it doesn't go back. So I'm hoping that because this is a tank and it doesn't have a whole lot of weight, it's not a full sweater, that it won't grow and stretch and become a dress. But I have been working on this. Like, I'm so excited for it, and I want to have it ready for the summer. So I have half of it finished. That's one half. I'll decide which half, if it's the front or the back, when I see which one has fewer mistakes in it, which one has a better smooth fabric, but it has been balled up in my bag. So I really like it. The pattern is really well written. It's easy to memorize. It uses fisherman's rib, I think that's what it's called, on the edges to make these lines, and in the middle to make those lines. So I think it's going to be really fun, and I am on the second one. I'm on the second one now. I have about 6 inches at the bottom, and I need to get to 9 inches before I start doing the motif in the front. I did extend it. I did make it longer than the pattern called for, just because I like it. Like, I don't wear crops, really. I don't usually wear crop tops. And I don't think it is a crop top, but I think I needed it longer. Let's just say that. I needed it longer. So that's project number 1 on the needles. Then I have balls of yarn have been floating around this yarn room that my mom gave me to make a Gap-Tastic, because she had, I don't know why, but she ended up with like 4 different put-ups for a Gap-Tastic, and she's like, please take one of these so that I'm not making 4 Gap-Tastic cowls. But I will tell you, Gap-Tastic is a great cowl to make if you have bulky or even Aran weight yarn that you don't know what you want to do with. It flies off the needles, and it looks really great when you wear it, and you can do so much with it. So it's just a seed stitch cowl, and mine, I know it's scrunched up on my needles, but it doesn't feel like it's as long as my other Gap-Tastics have been. I did cast on the right amount of stitches, but maybe the yarn is smaller. Like, it's not quite a bulky Maybe it's more of an Aaron. So we'll see. I'll stretch the heck out of it when I block it though. So I have, it's one, the solid is like a mil, I'll show you in a second, but this in the middle is a hand spun, and it is so pretty. I wish, can you see all the marling in there? It doesn't show up a whole lot because of the stitch, but it just goes so well with this blue. Like over here, there's a little more blue in the, you can see all the hand spun. It has blue and purple spun with brown, and it just is so pretty. And it kind of has some sparkle in it. Not that it's stellina, but that it's, I think the yarn has some acrylic in it, and so, or the roving had some acrylic in it, and so that kind of sparkles in the, gives it some shine. But the solid that I'm using is, that's what it looks like on the ball. It is, oh, it's Ella Ray. So it's Ella Ray Mocha, and the color is 06. I don't know, 06. But I had 3 balls of this, and then I had the skein of the hand spun. So I did 1 ball here. I started with 1 ball. Then I did the hand spun, until I ran out. Added the hand spun, ran out of that. And now I've done 1 ball, and I'm into the 2nd ball now. So, so hopefully it'll be 1/3 and 2/3 on this side. And I mean, it's already pretty tall. I think the original Gap-Tastic goes to like 13 or 14 inches. So I'm gonna be pretty close to the full width of what a Gap-Tastic is. So we'll see, but I keep this one in the car, and I knit it at stoplights, and I knit it at carpool line, and I knit it whenever I'm in the car. It is my car knitting, because I can pick it up and put it away anytime and know exactly what's going on. So, so that's what I'm knitting. I'm leaving now. As soon as I hit upload, I am leaving to go to Houston and spend the weekend with my mom, because it's Easter weekend. And we're going to knit a lot, so I'm going to take another project. I'm going to figure that out before I leave, and bring the yarn and everything I might need for another project. Probably a garment, because I'm going to work on, I'll leave the Gap-Tastic in the car, and I'll work on my tank, and I can easily see finishing the tank. Like it goes so fast. So because I think I go to 64 rows for the plain part at the bottom to get the length that I was looking for, and I'm already at 40 something. So maybe another 20 rows of that, and then you get into the patterning, and then you split off. Like, it feels like you're done so fast. So yeah, I'll figure out a sweater or something to cast on while I'm in Houston. Yay! So I hope everybody has a great and safe Easter, Ramadan, Passover, everything that's going on right now. And I don't know. How did I don't remember how we used to. Oh, don't forget to slay. Seriously, don't forget to slay. Okay, bye y'all.